This video is brought to you by AztecaSoccer.com, your one-stop shop for all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Be sure to use coupon code SR4U at checkout to receive 10% off any order of $100 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Magista Obra in the Total Orange and Persian Violet colorway, also known as the Intense Heat Pack colorway from Nike. So inside the box, they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag is black in color with black strings. You're going to find an orange Nike swoosh on one side and the orange Nike football branding on the other. Other than that, all you get inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly and take a closer look at probably one of the brightest colorway variations of the Magista Obras that we've seen so far. Recently we did get those lime green ones. Now we've got a pair of bright orange ones. It's debatable which is brighter. We're going to talk about that in today's video and basically go over all the details on the Magista Obra. Take a closer look at the colorway, talk about the overall fit, feel, and performance, do a weigh-in, and essentially cover everything you would want to know about the Magista Obra if you were perhaps considering them as your next shoe. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, check out the review page on my website. It's the first link down below in the description of this video. Not only will you find more information in the form of a detailed written review, you'll also find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $275 retail price. So if you're interested in a pair, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now, being that this is part of the Intense Heat Pack, it does feature the signature Persian Violet Nike swoosh, which is what fills up the middle of the swoosh, and then of course you have the black outline. Against this bright orange background, it definitely comes across as more of a purple than a blue, but it does have that kind of two-tone effect. So depending on how the light hits the swoosh, it looks more purple than blue, or vice versa. As far as the main color on the upper, this features Total Orange, which is a very bright shade of orange. They're extremely vibrant, so if you're looking to stand out, this is arguably one of the brightest Obras that we've seen so far. And then it does have the clear Nike skin covering on the upper, as you guys can see, so all of the Flyknit material is exposed, which I think looks really, really cool. On the lateral side of the shoe, you're going to find what is listed as laser orange, but definitely looks more like a neon yellow. It's not quite as bright as Volt, and it is actually supposed to be laser orange, just like this colorway of the Superfly right here. And you can see side by side, they are actually pretty close, but when you get up closer on the actual material itself, you can see it kind of combines a lighter orange and a lighter yellow color. So again, depending on what you see, it's kind of an orange, it's kind of a yellow, but nonetheless, I think it looks really good and accents well with the darker, brighter Total Orange color that makes up the base of the shoe. You have the fade happening here in the forefoot where it transitions from laser orange into hyper punch pink. So you have that going across the medial side, as you guys can see. The laces do feature that same combination of Total Orange and laser orange, as does the exposed Flyknit areas, which take up the top of the foot, as well as a dynamic fit collar, which really shows off the Flyknit material, something I really, really like about this particular colorway. You have the black ring going across the top, the black Magista branding across the back of the dynamic fit collar, and then of course the heel counter is orange, the sole plate is mostly orange with some black accents, and then your Volt yellow Magista branding right there, as well as some Volt here in the studs on the forefoot. The insole is of course fully removable. It features that Persian Violet color, which definitely looks like more of a purple in the form of the insole, and then your orange Magista branding right there. Pretty much just a standard Magista insole, mesh liner on top, perforations throughout, one single layer of foam. Nothing too special, but it gets the job done. And that's pretty much it as far as the colorway is concerned. So let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, we're going to go over all of the basics in today's video, but if you want as many details as possible, I would strongly recommend checking out the full written review on my website. It's the first link down below in the description, as well as my playtest and traction test videos, which I'll leave annotations to on screen. You can go ahead and check those out if you are at all interested. Now, as far as what you should know about the Magista Obra, the main reason why you'd buy something like this is for the Flyknit upper. Not only does it offer very premium touch and feel on the ball, it's a very comfortable shoe and provides a sensation that really no other model on the market can provide other than maybe the Superfly 4, and that's also because it features a mid-cut design and a fly knit upper. So in comparison to the Superfly 4, the Magista Obra features a much more dense and structured fly knit construction. It's still flexible, it's still soft, but as you guys can see by the actual pattern, there's not a lot of open space here. It's several layers of fly knit as opposed to a single thin layer like you'll find on the Superfly. That, along with a padded lining material on the inside of the shoe, makes for a thin sensation when making touches on the ball, but at the same time, there's still a nice density and a nice structure to the shoe, so it's not necessarily a barefoot feel, it's kind of a modification of a barefoot feel, if that makes any sense. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, it's kind of just right, if you will. You do have that one-piece construction, so there's no overlapping material. You get a uniform touch across the entire foot, and then of course covering the fly knit construction of this shoe is the Nike skin, which does provide a slightly grippy sensation on the ball, and of course you do also have ACC all condition control acting as your wet control element for the shoe, allowing for a better grip on the ball in wet playing conditions, which is really nice because this is actually a really good performer in wet playing conditions. And as far as water resistance is concerned, the shoe isn't waterproof, no shoe is, but you will find that due to this mid-cut design, because the fly knit is so dense and so layered, water will not seep inside the shoe unless you literally stand in a puddle for 10 seconds or so. Your feet will stay very, very dry while wearing either the Superfly 4 or the Magista Obra fly knit models from Nike, which I think is going to surprise quite a few people once they actually wear these on a rainy day. As far as other features regarding the shoe are concerned, it does of course have that mid-cut design, which I know scares a lot of people, and a lot of people misinterpret what it's all about. There's no ankle support here, there's no structure to this dynamic fit collar. The main reason why it's there is to provide more of a seamless sensation where the shoe kind of feels like it's flowing from your leg onto your foot, an extension of your body, as opposed to something that is strapped to your feet. It's still a low-cut design. If you remove the collar, it would still be a regular shoe, but they added the collar, one, just to have the look. It's a very distinctive looking shoe. A lot of people are noticing it, and it's part of the reason why I think it is so popular. And two, like I said, it does provide that kind of seamless type of sensation where it flows onto your foot as opposed to something being strapped to your foot. It's stretchy, it's thin, there's no structure to it whatsoever. It will feel a little bit strange at first, but once you get used to it, it's not something that gets in the way at all. The laces run through the middle. If anything, they're pushed a little bit here to the medial side, which is a little bit unusual, but again, something that feels very comfortable and certainly does not get in the way once you pull the laces tight. There is an internal heel liner. It's a smooth synthetic leather material. Some break-in time is required with this shoe. Again, I recommend breaking them in slowly and just taking your time with them because, like I said, they will feel a little bit strange at first. Insole is fully removable. You guys already saw that. You do have an external plastic heel counter, which is something that I really like. Attached to that heel counter is, of course, the sole plate, which is relatively stiff. Reminds me a lot of what you're going to find from the Hypervenom Phantom. That, again, does take some getting used to and some break-in time, but once broken in, it's not something that's going to bother you all that much at all, if at all, really. And as far as the stud pattern goes, it's very similar to what you're going to find from the Nike Tiempo line, with the exception of the studs in the heel being conical in shape as opposed to bladed. So you have all conical studs with some bladed support studs in the middle and a toe pick stud right there at the tip of the toe. The studs themselves are fairly long as far as conical studs go, and they have a nice kind of narrower-ish profile about them, so they penetrate the ground quite well, provide really, really good traction, and the overall responsiveness and support of this shoe is actually very, very impressive despite how thin and flexible it actually is. Woven into that fly knit upper is actually what they call brio cables that attach to the laces. It's part of the upper structure itself. They go from the laces into the sole plate through the upper, so when you pull those laces tight, the sides of the shoe really hold your foot in place, prevent it from stretching or moving or really rolling over in general. So when you are making those quick, hard lateral cuts, the shoe moves the second that you do. It's a very responsive sensation, and one of the main reasons why the Flyknit models from Nike are so good and so popular. They really do perform the part. If you've had your eye on a pair of Magista Obras, you've probably taken the Superfly 4 into consideration as well, and just based on how the two shoes look, the Superfly 4 has a slimmer, sleeker design that would imply that it's a lot lighter, but that's not actually the case. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9.5 US. We're going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.2 ounces, which is the equivalent of 205 grams, essentially the exact same weight as the Superfly 4. So despite the upper being a lot more structured on the Magista Obra and the sole plate not being made from carbon fiber, the weight has not suffered whatsoever. So if you are trying to decide between the Superfly 4 and Magista Obra, weight should not be the deciding factor, and just know that the Magista Obra as a whole provides a nice lightweight sensation when on feet. Alright, so here is a look at the Magista Obras on feet. On my left foot I have the stock laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot I have a pair of reflective purple SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, check out the website sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a direct link to that down below in the description of this video. Now in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, if you haven't worn any of the mid-cut Flyknit models from Nike, they will feel a little bit strange at first, but in a good way as you break them in, which I do recommend doing slowly. If you do it too quickly, if you go straight into taking free kicks or straight into doing sprints and stuff like that, you may run into some issues with just discomfort and heel slippage in general. It's really important that you tie the laces nice and tight, and like I said, just take things slowly as far as the break-in process is concerned. If you do that, you shouldn't run into any issues with discomfort, and they should feel really natural on your feet after a pretty short period of time. Like I said, once you do get used to them, they just feel really good. It's kind of a nice flowing sensation when you have these things on your feet, where you have that mid-cut dynamic fit collar design where it starts at your leg, flows into your foot, and it just has that nice seamless feel, an extension of your body as opposed to something that is strapped to your feet. As far as fit is concerned, it's a tighter fitting shoe. It's not going to leave a lot of extra space on the inside at all, especially if you have the proper size, but it's not overly tight either. It's going to be suitable for a wide variety of foot types, and most people should be able to fit in the Magista Obra pretty comfortably. You won't get any stretch out of the upper, please keep that in mind. So if you do have really wide feet and generally struggle with the width of soccer shoes, maybe not the best option for you, but I think for most people these will fit quite comfortably. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing a size 9.5 US, which is a half size larger than my normal size 9, so they do run about a half size small, and if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going a half size up. The Magista line in general just runs about a half size small, so please keep that in mind if you were planning on picking these up. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Intense Heat Nike Magista Obra. Again, this is a popular shoe for a great reason. The performance is absolutely fantastic. There really is nothing else quite like the Magista Obra at this point in time. Again, if you guys want more details on the overall performance of this shoe, be sure to check out the full written review on my website. It's the first link down below in the description of this video. Also on that review page, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you will be able to pick these up below their normal $275 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair for yourself, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions regarding this shoe at all, leave them down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.